Hi guys, and welcome back to another Champions League video, and we're into the quarter-final. This is a video for the first leg of the quarter-final, and it's going to be interesting. Before we get into it, make sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button down below. Let's get into my predictions. And let's start off by looking at who I think will progress to the semi-final. Starting with Benfica versus Liverpool, I'll go for Liverpool. Atletico versus Man City, I think Man City. Villarreal v Bayern Munich, I'm going to go for Bayern Munich. And then Chelsea v Real Madrid, I'm going to go for Real Madrid. So that's who I think will get through to the semi-finals. Now let's get into each individual game, starting off with Benfica taking on Liverpool. And Benfica versus Liverpool could be an interesting tie. Now Benfica did brilliantly in the round of 16, causing a shock, knocking out an Ajax side, a strong Ajax side, that I thought might be a bit of a dark horse to, get to the semi-final, knock out a few big teams, especially after such a strong group stage performance. But Benfica did brilliantly, got to the quarter-final. They've got a tough task ahead, but they've got some exciting young attackers that I want to highlight. Nunes and Ramos, both players that Liverpool should be pretty wary of because, they've done well up to this point and, they're young. It's raw talent that's going to want to prove themselves on the biggest stage. Could they get something here? Well, it'll be difficult because they're facing a Liverpool side in great form. In the Champions League, Liverpool did lose at home against Inter, which I wasn't expecting them to lose at home, but they lost 1-0 and they'd done enough in the away leg to get through 2-1 on aggregate. Now Liverpool, obviously, we know what they're capable of. They've got a lot of quality. Benfica at home, I think they can get a goal and make this interesting, but I do also think Liverpool, their attack is so strong against Benfica's defence. I think Liverpool will end up winning this match and the whole tie. So I'm going to go Liverpool to win 2-1. Next up, Man City take on Atletico Madrid. Another interesting tie here. Man City drew their last Champions League game 0-0 against Sporting CP, but they did win the away leg 5-0. So, they sort of rested, not much to worry about, and they got the job done. They'll be happy with that, and they'll be hoping to progress here. Atletico Madrid, they knocked Man United out 2-1 on aggregate, winning the away leg 1-0 after a 1-1 draw at home. And they're a tough side to break down. We know that about Atletico Madrid in the Champions League. They knocked Liverpool out a few seasons ago, and no one really saw that coming. So Atletico, they've got the quality. They're clinical up front. They're very well organised. It's Diego Simeone. You sort of know what to expect with them. But it can be hard to play against. And if they get a chance, they will more than likely take it. For this one, I think Man City have a lot of the ball here. They're at home. I think they're going to dominate this match. Atletico will have a few chances on the counter, but they're going to sit deep. And I think eventually Man City will break them down and just win it 1-0. Villarreal take on Bayern Munich next. And Villarreal, they drew 1-1 with Juventus and then beat them 3-0 away. And I do think they've got the ability to cause a shock. They're very well organised under Unai Emery. And they've got some very good players that can really cause damage. You saw it in that game against Juventus. Wasn't really expected. I thought it would be tight, but Villarreal blew them away. And it will be interesting to see how they now deal with a side as good as Bayern, because, Bayern in full flow are very scary. And Bayern Munich, they drew 1-1 with Salzburg, and then they really flexed their muscles, beat them 7-1 at home. It was just ridiculous. Lewandowski scored a hat-trick, as per usual in this competition. He loves scoring goals. and it's just going to be difficult for Villarreal to stop this Bayern team. However, I will think they'll score at home, but Bayern Munich for me just have too much. And I can see Bayern Munich going very, very far in this competition. So I'm going to go Bayern Munich to win 2-1. And the final match is the one I'm most excited for, Chelsea taking on Real Madrid. I think this could be a brilliant, brilliant match. Very tight, very hard to call. And starting off with Chelsea, they knocked Lille out. They won 2-0, then they won 2-1. I correctly predicted both of those scores, so I got the whole tie correct for Chelsea. I was very happy with that. And they'll be very happy too because they got through, well. They played well. They were comfortable. And they got the job done. And now they've been handed a tie against Real Madrid, where Chelsea won this last season 3-1 on aggregate on the road to winning the trophy. So they've done it very, very recently. And they ended up winning the whole competition. Can they go on and do it again? Well, Real Madrid, in the last tie, did very well. Incredibly well. They were 1-0 down against PSG in the first leg. And then the second leg, they were 1-0 down at half-time, 2-0 down on aggregate. And then Karim Benzema, with one of the greatest Champions League performances I've seen for a while, scores a hat-trick. An absolutely heroic hat-trick. Benzema, Real Madrid fans absolutely love him. He's been there for so long. He's been in the shadows of players like Ronaldo when they've been there. But Benzema is such an underrated striker. And he tore PSG apart in that second half of the second leg, scoring a hat-trick, winning it 3-2. And it was such an incredible game to watch. It was one of those moments where it's just goosebumps. It's like, what the hell has just happened? And I think Real Madrid have the quality to win this competition. I'm obviously not saying they're my favourites. I don't really know who my favourites are. But Real Madrid have the fighting spirit. They've won it so many times before. Benzema's at the top of his game at the moment. They've definitely got a chance. For this first leg, I'm going to be a bit cautious in my prediction because I do think Real Madrid will go through the whole tie. But for the first leg, I'm going to go down the middle, sitting on the fence, 1-1. So that's it for my predictions for these Champions League fixtures. Make sure to get your predictions down in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Champions League content.